Hey guys, it's JP here, and today I'm just gonna explain. And we are just going over and over, but we're going over the Verge PC build. Yeah, this is the first time ever you guys see me do this. You're not gonna see me, but you guys are gonna be able to see me react to this here, hear me react. So yeah, here we are.
Years ago, TC, or Managing Editor, built a gaming desktop, but it's kind of out of date, and it's definitely not going to hold up for Battlefield 5. So let's build a new one. You can build a gaming desktop for around $1,000, but I want to go all out, so I spent around $2,000. PC like this is going to be able to...
I have seen other people build PC less than $1,000. This piece, you can build a PC around $400.
Ultra settings. So, what do you need to build a desktop? Well, of course, first you need a table.
I'm sorry, but this guy's so funny. You do need. That's just common sense.
Preferably not metal. If it's going to be metal, have an anti-static working surface layered on top of it, a thermal paste applicator.
You don't need that. Oh my god. I just wanted to quit this video.
An Allen wrench, some tweezers to tighten up the wires, a Swiss Army knife which hopefully has a Phillips head screwdriver in it.
Why a Swiss Army knife? Just to use a regular screwdriver.
You hear that?
And why the Allen wrench?
Drop.
Just get a little head squint. Oh my god. Okay.
And last but not least, an anti-static bracelet, which is to protect you and the parts.
You already. Why you? Oh my god.
It's on the floor.
Alright. Don't use any of that stuff with zip ties. Zip ties are useful. Just grab a
It was
screwdriver.
on the floor.
Just grab a screwdriver and probably maybe a Allen wrench just in case.
These are parts you're going to need, but more importantly, before we get there, we need to understand what these parts are doing and how they interact with one another. To better understand the parts that make up a desktop, let's try to understand them individually. The processor is like the computer's brain, a base of calculations that control everything the computer does.
Okay. Actually, that really not what. That's not always the case. Some people run on PCU. No, I'm just gonna continue those.
The motherboard is like the foundation, serving as a main structure for all of the parts to be added to. It also allows the other parts to communicate with one another, which also makes it kind of like a nervous system. Graphics cards are responsible for rendering and processing visuals into what you see on screen. Our PC's power supply is of course channeling electricity, in that it adjusts and provides the right amount of energy to keep it running. Last but not least, RAM, or random access memory, and your hard drive are good examples of short-term and long-term memory, respectively. If you want to better understand what kind of computer to build, then first figure out what you want to use it for.
Guys, you don't need a. All these need to be equal out each other.
Wait, how come I don't have a Eagle?
All you need at least 16 gigabytes of RAM in your computer to play games.
Oh, my second.
And graphics card and CPU is always good.
A gamer might care more about a graphics card than, say, a video editor who might want extra RAM to assist with editing large files.
Who would need to build a gaming PC? Oh my god.
So if I kill
If you're building a budget build for video streaming, say under $1,000, you want to focus on parts like a Core i5 or Core i3 processor.
I like it this video skipped out the Core i7. Core i7 is good. Even a Core i9 these days are good. For PCs. Not.
Require less energy. They'll be less powerful, but then you'll be able to scale back the cost of several other parts. And if you need help choosing the right parts for your build, there are sites like PCPartPicker.com that help show presets for which.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
And now we're really going to start building by adding the motherboard in. Some notes about installing motherboards: they're really delicate, you should be really careful with them. And screw in with confidence, but also don't screw in too hard, otherwise you could crack the board. I chose Asus's Z370 motherboard for two main reasons. One, it has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and also it has support for NVMe.
Oh my god. He's already doing it wrong already. You don't install the motherboard in first. Right into the PC. You want to start the components for the CPU on the motherboard first before you do anything. Except for the graphics card. Wait to the graphics card, but other stuff.
SSDs, meaning you can get really fast SSDs that are really easy to install. Pay close attention to the brace that goes at the back of the computer.
Oh my god, no, I don't even care at this point.
You just have to make sure that you really hammer it in, because there's no screw. It really just has to go outside of the case and clasp onto the frame. And this is very important, because otherwise you can't align the motherboard correctly with the holes. We're just going to start installing all 8 screws.
He is in the Swiss Army knife. Oh my god. Just don't use it. Just use a regular screwdriver.
So next we're going to install the RAM on the motherboard. I chose Corsair's 16GB Vengeance LED RAM for two main reasons. One, it has LEDs and we do like lights in our gaming desktops. Secondly, it's pretty fast RAM. It's 2666 megahertz, I believe, so it's pretty fast, and this motherboard supports that speed, which is most important. Open the slots first, and just aligning the stick with the middle of the strip, not with the end, and just lining that up with the logo. So once you hear that solid clasp and you don't see the gold connectors on the side anymore, that's when you know the RAM is in. Step 3, we're going to install...
Oh! I just realized something. He just installed the RAM wrong. He just doing 2 different channels. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, oh my god.
The hard drive, or in this case, the NVMe SSD. I chose this format of solid state drive so that I could input it into the motherboard without having to worry about extra wires or putting it in a separate part of the case and just getting really messy. This is from Kingston, and it's 480 gigabytes, so it's not a lot, but you can always upgrade this and swap it out, and it's only held down by 1 screw and the latch, so it's really simple and really straightforward. Speed for gaming is important when it comes to a hard drive. You want files to write quickly and you want games to load quickly, so that's why it's best if you use an SSD.
Why do you let it hang up like that?
Remember to shoot all the black guys.
Okay, so step 4, we're going to install the graphics card. I chose PNY's GTX 1080, which is overclocked, and so it's a pretty easy installation. You're just going to find the gold connectors, and you're going to line this bracket with the back end bracket of your PC case.
Why you call it, you know,
Sorry.
by the way, the Zodiac 1080 is also okay for this.
Now, which lane you choose depends entirely on what other parts you're going to put in the system. I'm just going to pick the top one because the SSD is at the bottom and I don't want to cover it. I just think it looks nice.
Okay, now I gotta hide.
Well, you don't put it up on top because it looks nice. You do it because the piece. Oh my.
Click down. Take your remaining.
Hold on. I gotta disable this, so okay. Let's continue.
Remaining brackets and just put them in the spots that you haven't used. You don't have to screw these in. They get bolted down by the back-end bracket. And your GPU is installed. Power supply time. I chose Corsair's 850 watt power supply because I need enough headroom for ray tracing GPUs when they come out, and I don't want to have to upgrade it again. So all you have to do is take the brick and make sure that you align it with...
What? Did you just call the power supply a brick? It's not a brick, guys. It's a regular power supply.
These little insulating pad. So the power supply doesn't short circuit and come into contact with the rest of the system.
No! No! I lost my weapons!
The power supply, if the power supply touches the plain metal bottom of the case, it won't sort out. It's I call it vibration pads. If I'm got that wrong, let me know in the comments. But oh my god!
So just take it in, slide it in nice and easy until you have a snug fit, and then shift it to the back and make sure it's right up against the frame. Now you just take the required screws and you tighten and screw in. So next step, we're going to install the CPU.
Oh my god! He just put the power supply in wrongly. Don't do this, guys. When you install a power supply, make sure the fan is facing outwards towards the outer case, out so the air can through free. If he does that, it's more likely gonna blow up. Oh my god.
CPU core. In this case, it's going to go on the top end of the case, and we're just going to have the hose hang out for a little while until we install the processor, which is going to come a little later. Always be sure to try to place it in the system first before you install it, because you can see it takes up a lot of space.
Well, I just died.
He forgot to put in the fans. Guys, the reason why these are here and here is so you can put the fans in there. Alright, if you just do that, the CPU core is gonna blow up. And it's not gonna work properly. Oh my god.
But in this case, no pun intended, it fits in perfectly, and we're going to start screwing it in. And so there's nothing special about this screwing in process. They're just really long screws because they go through the entire frame of the cooler, and they take forever.
Put some other have on, so no, I'm not gonna bother.
So next up, cables. Every power supply is going to come with a big bag of Velcro cables.
No, they don't. They just gonna come. They don't come in a bag.
It's kind of daunting at first, so you always have to find the ones that are going to fit. In this case, you need to match those cables with the correct descriptions on the power supply. Next step is we're connecting the power supply to the motherboard with a 24-pin cable. We're just matching that cable from the motherboard, threading it through the back, and attaching the 24-pin header to the power supply so that we can have one of the connections complete. The next few additions will be for the GPU, for any specific ports that the case has, for any lighting that the case has, the CPU cooler, anything else really. We're installing the CPU, the heart of the computer or the brain, depending on how you look at it. So to do this, we're just going to remove the plastic covering that they put on the motherboard. We're just going to take this little plastic part out. We'll just toss that out of here. And
oh my, you don't throw that out. You keep that. Cause that's where some motherboards these now they say it has got things so you can sign where you can sign in the CPU and just place it down. You need that so the prongs or the base of the thing doesn't get. Oh my god.
And now we have an exposed CPU holder, or rather slot, on the motherboard. And we're going to use the CPU applicator. This is a special little part that not everyone may get, but this motherboard...
Oh my god. And he's using the spider for thumb base and the thing.
No, you don't see the smoke?
That we got from ASUS definitely does have. It's called a CPU installation tool. It makes
you don't need that.
it really useful if you want to install a Core i7 hexa-core CPU. Yeah, we've got one, and it's an 8th generation chip, and it's ready to go.
You
and
got
it supports
one.
overclocking. So what having this little installer does for you is it's basically a brace that you can apply right to the CPU and light it up with the triangles that you'll see on the bottom left corners. And this will make it easier for us to apply it to the motherboard and then apply thermal paste and then apply a CPU cooler on top. And we're just going to carefully lean it down into the system and make sure that everything lines up.
Wait, hold. I just realized something. When he was taking that little plastic thing out, he placed the CPU right down on the prongs. That's how you ruin the thing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But I want to drop a brick at
And clasp down on it and we'll be good to go. So we're about to apply thermal paste to the CPU. Every CPU cooler actually comes with a bit of thermal paste already neatly applied in a circle around it, but it's usually not enough. It's good, essentially
No, they don't. They...
PC building practice to have a little bit extra and layer it on top of the CPU. The final portion is to add the CPU cooler to the top end of the processor. So you're going to see...
He already fucked up. If I know this, it's not gonna boot up anymore. He put way too much thermal paste on the CPU.
Bro, I just dropped a brick at the casino.
There are 4 brackets.
Look, right here. He stopped the way I'm next. You put it right here. Oh my god.
Go to your
brackets, or rather like screws in here with brackets and holders right here. And they're going to keep the cooler raised off the processor, but it's also going to be close enough to actually physically come in contact with it, like basically keep it cool. Take thumb screws like this and just screw them on. So now that our internals are done, we're going to put all the panels back on, which is the top glass, side glass, front glass, and of course the back panel where all of this fun stuff is happening. So we fully built the PC.
And here we go. And here goes the sloppy cable management. Look.
Everything's put together, and we got to the post screen. So what's next? Well, you need a USB flash drive with your Windows installation media on it, and of course a license key. So I plugged that up, installed Windows in a couple of minutes, installed a bunch of drivers, and now we have a fully functioning gaming PC ready to run some games. Right now I've got Arma 3 running at maximum settings, native resolution, which is 1080p HD, and it's running pretty smoothly. Like, I'm averaging 70 and 80 FPS, and this is normally like a very intensive game to run, and it's still doing a pretty good job. So right now I'm playing League of Legends. It's one of my favorite games. I'm actually playing against a bot, and I'm distracted, so I'm not actually doing so well. But otherwise, like, this is pretty much what you would see me do on a gaming computer. Test stuff out, and hopefully have really high frame rates like I am right now. I'm averaging 120 FPS, and that's only because I've actually locked the game to that frame rate, because I can get around 300 FPS playing League.
Oh my god. Any PC can play that game. You don't need 120 FPS for that. Oh my god.
On maximum settings, which is a little bit absurd, and you don't really need that, so I locked it. Building a gaming desktop has been a great experience. I'm able to max out a lot of my favorite titles, and I'll be able to play a lot of upcoming titles like Battlefield 5 and Cyberpunk 2077 without worrying too much about the parts I have. When ray tracing GPUs come out, for example, I'll be able to upgrade without having to buy a completely new system. And if I have a problem down the line, I can always just swap out a part and have it serviced rather than losing my whole computer. And of course now we also have a computer to test and benchmark games here at the Verge.
Oh my god.
Give me a ship. Darius, give me a
That was just horrible.
Give me a shipment of
Oh my god. I just don't understand why.
Damn.
You. This is why I never. No, don't ever play. Never play Bill PC like what he just did. Oh, let me look at the comments real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look at this. This guy put a list of things. Yeah, I made a comment. What?
Darius, it's on the floor.
And just lining that up with the logo.
He did! Oh my god, I didn't realize it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's exactly what he would say. Cause look, I even got mad at this guy because look,
Oh! No, this has ammo in it too.
just a screwdriver. Magnetic ether. If you use a magnetic screwdriver, don't use that. Use a regular screwdriver. Okay, if you use a magnetic screwdriver, I accidentally tested the motherboard. It can short it out. No motherboard, and you gotta get a service already. And so this is easier every cancer no to man. Yeah.
Yeah, then fucking put it in a closet like over here.
Okay. Yep, it looks like tweezers to me. Yeah. I just wonder if he put the thing right about.
Enough, it's good, essentially.
Yeah, you just don't do that. I'm so mad. This. The CPU coolant block is too dense and like the bottom right screw is missing. I could.
Pop out a part.
He forgot to put on a screw. Oh my god, he forgot to put on the screw up here. You know, I am done. I am done. I cannot take that shit anymore. If you guys want to see me do another video like this, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video.